the show on outdoor recreation. Are you ready to get stoked?
The dragon boat is a majestic creature. It is a sight to behold. It is long, fast, and has a terrifying head. It moves swiftly through the waters with its 10 or 20 strong paddlers. Its beating heart, the drummer, creating the rhythm that synchronizes the speed of the slops. And its tail, the steer person, is in charge of commandeering the vehicle, steering it in the right direction, and generally seeing the safety of everyone on the ship. There have been a few privileged enough to tame this wild creature, and now it is my time to play ball with this buoyant beast. I am Marco, and welcome to Stoked.
The show on outdoor recreation. Are you ready to get stoked? Dragon boat is a team paddling sport which has its roots in an ancient folk ritual of contending villagers, which has been held for over 2,000 years throughout southern China. There's also a sad ancient legend that surrounds the dragon boat. A long time ago in China, there was an honest court official and poet named Ku Yuan who protested the corruption and invasion of his state by a neighboring warring state. Ku Yuan drowned himself in the river as an act of protest. When the townspeople found out about his suicide, they climbed on their boats to try to find him. They also beat their drums and splashed water with their paddles to ward off evil spirits from getting to his body. Later on, they scattered rice into the water to prevent him from suffering hunger and preventing large fish from devouring Yuan's body. However, late one night, the spirit of Q1 appeared before them and told them that the rice meant for him was being intercepted by a huge river dragon. Since that day on, people hold dragon boat races annually on the day of Q1's death. Today, dragon boat racing is among the fastest growing of team water sports in the world, with millions of participants in various organizations and clubs in nearly 100 countries. The sport is recognized for the camaraderie, strength, and endurance fostered among participants, and it has also become a very popular corporate and charitable sport. I'm so stoked to experience a historically rich sport here in Asia, but before we face the dragon, let's first find out what the proper clothes and gear are for dragon boat riders. Now enough talk! It's time for me to take down the dragon boat when we return. Take it. This is the show on outdoor recreation. Are you ready to get stoked? You need comfortable and durable board shorts that dries out easily, a rash guard to protect yourself from the exposure to the elements, and a life vest just in case you fall into the water. Optional gear includes a waterproof visor, sunglasses, flip-flops, or sandals with a support arch, and paddling gloves. Alright guys, quick question. What's the history behind the FSUU Dragon Boat Team?
It started way back 2012, founded by Father Kitts Butardo. He is our Vice President
for Academic and Student Affairs in Father Saturnino Orius University. way back 2012, there were like 3 teams here in Butuan. One from the FSUU, one from Butuan Doctors College, and then one from the Agusan colleges. So it's we are all students but way back 2012, and then
Actually, this sport was being promoted here in Butuan because to draw attention on the environmental issues on the Agusan River, because there are minings, loggings from the upstream. So,
So as long as people put their eye, like keep their eye on the rivers, and they can see what's happening with it, through that you guys do that through dragon boat racing.
yes.
Very good. Now you guys are the pioneers, you're veterans at this game, and you basically are new to this. Is there I'll talk to you guys first. Is there a difference between what you guys did back then to what these guys are doing now?
There are really difference, especially on the paddling technique.
we have changed already.
Because
We
as
have-
years
we have-
gone by, we have different coaches.
We have
and they have
adapted a lot
different-
of techniques.
Yes.
Makes sense. Oh, what was your technique back then?
It was just it was just the very basic, less power, more endurance but less technique, less power. So
And then what do you guys do now?
Now that we have, especially a coach from the national team who's coaching us now, there's a lot more science and physicality to it. More emphasis on technique instead of what they used to do when they were pioneers. There's more on how
The
you
impact
place, how
and
you
how
place the paddle,
you pull.
how your
the-
body moves, things that goes on there.
Definitely. Now the technology as well is kept up to date. I mean, the paddles in those days were just basically carved out of wood, literally. Paddles these days are more high tech,
Yes.
right? Is there like a thing with paddlers and their paddles, because like a guitarist and his guitar? Because I sometimes see at the airport paddles with their own paddle cases. Is there like an attachment to your own individual paddles?
Especially for the size, because the paddles differ in sizes. So yeah, I got a paddle and I actually put a grip so that I know that paddle
Is yours?
not literally mine, but I will be using that paddle during the trainings and the races because it fits my size.
Right. But would you guys get your own paddles if you guys I have a lot of extra cash right now. I probably get the
The curb.
yeah,
carbon.
the paddle 2000, kind of. Would you guys say you do that?
Yes.
You would.
Of
You
course,
would.
of course.
Very good. Passion. Now, when it comes to you said that there's more science to this game, but apart from the science and the physicality, what values do you take out of dragon boating?
To me, as a paddler, it's the fact that pushing yourself to your limits. Like at first, when you start to train, it's like your body gets tired easily. As you go on, you eventually see that, wow, I'm moving forward. I can
Right.
do more than what I used to do when I initially started.
Right.
But for me, it's something that it's a platform for me to unleash my inner potentials. It's something because people trust you. Something like
It's
that.
a teamwork game. It's a team effort thing. It's all about trust and teams,
Yes.
right?
aside from the potential, it also builds camaraderie and network. We're from Butuan, but we have friends from Davao, from Surigao, from Manila,
Right.
from
True
Boracay,
Dragon
Cebu.
Boat.
Yeah, true dragon
True
boat.
Dragon Boat.
And
Very
with that,
good.
we have vast connections. We have common ground. Because of that common ground, we have different friends from different places. and
Different
teams.
things.
Which is right. You guys are Butuanons and you guys represent the world. So my next question would be, unsa man yung naramdaman na karong Butuanon manggid mo na ginapakita niyo sa mundo ang Dragon Boat Racer sa Butuan?
We're of course we're proud to represent the city, to advocate the river, and to tell the people that we are not only doing dragon boat as a sport, but we are advocating something that is to help preserve the Agusan River.
Exactly.
It's in a way for the older audience, since this river was a big impact on livelihood. I think it will give them a sense of nostalgia for old people to see the younger audience like enjoying the waters here, etc.
Very good.
And ako. Of course, as a Butuanan, it's also pride on our part, especially we are the flag carrier of the school.
There you go.
Because no one knows about Father Saturnino Urias University in Mindanao. No one knows about Butuan City. But because of this sport, we were able to showcase not just our city but also our school.
Very good. And there you guys heard it, straight from the dragon's mouth.
Large dragon boats have 10 benches in which 20 people can ride on, with the exception of the drummer and the steer person, which have their positions on both ends of the boat. Paddling may look easy, but there are actually 4 positions that serious dragon boat paddlers need to follow to have a chance to win the race. Each paddler must first start with a perfect setup position, which means perfect alignment of their bodies. One hand is lightly on the handle, while the other hand is gripping on the shaft. The setup should be paddle above the water and reaching forward. The toes, knees, shoulders are all pointing to the finish line, and each paddler is showing a strong, solid core. The position shows that the paddler is ready to go. Second, the paddlers do the reach or the extension position. The A-frame position is the proper position for setting up a stroke. When it's time to stroke, the paddler's lower back should extend, but not overwork their shoulders, and they keep their spine straight while doing so. The third position is the catch. The catch is the moment the paddle enters the water. A paddler does not rotate his or her paddle because that will decrease the effectiveness of the stroke. With the proper reach position, the catch phase of the stroke will be the most effective. The fourth position is the pull. This is when the paddle is directly parallel to the boat. The paddle should be in a vertical position. The paddler should be sitting up and using the larger back muscles to get the full force of the stroke. The fifth is the exit, which is when it's time the paddle exits from the water when it reaches the hip region. And lastly, the sixth position, which is the recovery. This is when the paddler rests. Depending on the rate of the stroke, this may be a long period or a short period. This is also the time that the paddler gets ready and into position for the next stroke. I have taken over the dragon boat. I rode it, overcame it, and I slayed it. Well, not really slayed it. The dragon boat isn't really the living, breathing water monster that I thought it was, but even though I wasn't riding a real dragon, I love the experience of riding it and the opportunity to paddle with the athletes.
By now it should come as no surprise that dragon boat racing is not only good for building the outside of your body, but it's also good for building the inside of it. Your character. See, what I've learned from spending all this time with the dragon boat athletes is that it doesn't really matter if you win or lose. All that matters is that you have fun and the friendships that you made. We can certainly see that. See, in sports, success is sweet, but it's definitely sweeter when you share it with your team.